So how fast is fast and what are your goals, right? Because anytime I'm sitting down with a seller at a seller interview, because you should always be interviewing agents, as I always say, that's my preach, guys. My questions are going to be, okay, what are your goals? If your goal is to sell the house fast, cool. How fast? All right. You want to sell in the next 3 days. Okay. That gives me a pretty limited selection of people that I can go to that can produce that kind of cash and get your house closed in the next 3 days. Chances are it's going to be closer to a week. But how quick? And then what are the other goals, right? Do you want to sell it as is? I'll link to a video up above and down below once it's posted about selling as is and some of the pros and the cons there. And understanding what that really means. Is it, hey, you just inherited the property and someone died and there's a probate situation involved in this, in which case fast is not always a good option legally, because there's limitations on how quick you can sell property after someone dies, depending on whether it's in a trust or going through probate or other things like that. So, and I'll link to a video up above. I'm starting to do so many links now because I have so much detailed content for those that want to get down in the weeds, but I'll link to up above and down below of why not to add children to your deed, because that's going to make a mess of that situation. But what is the goal, right? And if you need to sell, for most people, it's, well, I want it to sell quickly because I want to do something else. That's always what I'm going to ask for. What's the goal? Okay, you want to sell fast. Why? Why do you want to sell? Let's peel back the onion a little bit and really understand not only the motivation, but how to get you to the end goal. Because selling the house is not usually the only thing I help with. It's always, buying something else, referring to another agent in another state. Like, people have to live somewhere, okay? So understanding what the goals are, because if it's to sell fast for top dollar in October, okay, then we have a different set of strategies. And it's a 1-bedroom condo versus a 5-bed house, single family house in a different part of town. There's so many factors that shake into this, which is why agents have a job, because these are all one-off. They're all different puzzles. And I always say, like, I'm an engineer, right? I think in puzzles. I think in problem solving. So I have to understand what the borders of the puzzle look like to know where to put all the pieces so the picture comes together in the end. It's a lot of fun for me. I love my job. So I'm very fortunate in my job. So the selling the fast thing, as it comes, I'll say for most sellers, right? So understanding what the priorities are and all that kind of stuff. We're not talking any one-off, probate, estates, whatever. But for most sellers that want to sell their house fast, I'm going to talk about 4 different things. 1, pricing. We got to top pricing, okay? Because if you want top dollar and you want to sell it fast, chances are that may or may not happen, right? We got to do some other things along to support that to really get you as much money for your house as possible. But pricing it according to the market conditions, the target buyer, the condition of the property, and everything else. So pricing it according to how well it is presented is important. How well we present a property to the market. Is it freshly painted, move-in ready, and it hits a target buyer that is very, very common in the current marketplace and the current market time of year and conditions? Or is it something that needs $75,000 worth of work, and it's the off season and a terrible time for investors to go invest in property, because if they were to flip something, it would hit the market in November, which they know is not the best time for them to get the highest proceeds. So presentation is the big thing too. So pricing is its own thing. Presentation and how well you present a property really determines how fast it can sell as well. I'm always a fan of presenting a property as well as the seller is willing to help accommodate their goals, right, within their goal situation. So promotion is another big one. So how am I going to promote the property for you? So when we do hit the market, what is that going to look like? Is that going to be 5 phone pictures from my phone? Oh my God, I would die. Okay, I am not that agent, right? I do not do phone pictures. The only thing I will do phone pictures for is like HOA amenities that I have really limited access to, local parks. If for some reason the picture that I got on the sunny day is better than the one the photographer showed up when it was raining and the pool was closed, anything like that, I am going to avoid using phone pictures if I can. But how well are we promoting this? Do we have a 3D tour? So people that are moving from out of state, because our target buyer is likely a young professional that's going to be moving from out of state and not going to have time to come in and see it because they're not getting a corporate relocation package, then we want to have a 3D tour, right? Is it a 5-acre property and people are buying the house, not for the house, but they're buying it for the property. They're buying it for the buildings. They're buying it for the, pastures. They're buying it for the opportunity to construct. Then are we going to do aerials? How are we going to promote and really part of presentation, but how are we going to promote? How are we going to put it out there? Do I need to, is it something that's a vacation home or likely Airbnb? So I want to put it in some investor networks in other locations for people that want to invest in the local market. Promotion is a big thing in understanding how to sell your house fast, right? So pricing, presentation, and promotion. And then positioning in the current marketplace. And the positioning really has to do with market condition and what your competition is out there. The presentation is part of it, but understanding how your property is positioned compared to the 10 others that a target buyer or likely buyer is going to go look at. Are you positioned aggressively? Are you positioned, well, hey, when the right buyer comes along that wants all my special and unique features that I custom built and thought were absolutely amazing and I want every dollar for? Okay, then realize that fast is probably not in your portfolio. So when it comes to selling your property. So understanding those, we kind of call them the 4 Ps, but how aggressively and how competitively is your property priced? Okay, because it's always price. Price is the big thing. That's going to be the number one, but as far as what a lot of people think of, but the other ones are really what support that price. So your presentation, how well it's presented, how well it's positioned in the marketplace, and then how well it's promoted. I know I kind of changed the order on the last couple, but promoting it, so who's going to see it? The more eyes I can get it in front of, the better chance, and the more target buyers, the better chance I'm going to draw a buyer faster. So anyway, hopefully that answers the question a little bit for y'all. If you found some keys like, oh yeah, I guess I hadn't considered that, hit the like button, please. That would help other people find it as well. If you're liking the videos I'm making, definitely subscribe to my content. Sorry, I'm talking so much here. I need a drink, I'm thirsty. And if you want to interview me to help you sell your property here in the South Metro Denver area, I would be honored to have an interview. Down below, you can get on my calendar for a seller consultation if you'd like to do that directly, or you can call or text me and ask some questions there and we'll get some more information to get started. Or maybe you're in a different area and you want to find an agent like me. I'm pretty picky on my network. I only refer highly competent, experienced agents. And if I don't have one in your area, I will let you know and I will find you an alternative and I'll give you all the details about that too. So I have a form down below for anybody looking for an agent referred in their particular area. So hopefully that was helpful for you. Thanks so much and have a great day.